All right, folks, welcome to Lesson 9, the CRT Vault. Stop whatever you're doing, grab yourself a cup of coffee or tea or milk or whatever, and pull out your notebook and pen. Now, CRT, today, in 2025, CRT has pretty much gone mainstream, right? Every single major trading influencer with hundreds of thousands of followers, even millions of followers, they're all secretly using CRT. That's a fact. And you can see it in their charts, right? They can try and hide all they want, but it's right there, hidden in plain sight. And I've been accused of this myself. I've been accused of taking ICT and repackaging it, but that's false. CRT and Turtle Soup, the system I have introduced to the trading world, is something completely new. It has never, ever existed before in the form of a complete tradable system. Once again, just so you know, so you're reminded of the gravity of what you're learning. This is a system which I've seen consistently take tens of thousands of traders from being heavily in debt to now living their dream life. And that's a very common statement used as a marketing gimmick by a lot of trading mentors. But I've actually seen this happen. And that's one of the reasons why I've had one of the fastest uprises in the history of trading. Right? Because the truth shines bright in a world full of lies. And the truth is CRT and Turtle Soup. Right? And yes, I do tend to go on rants, but that's part of the package. Right? That's part of the mentoring process. And the best of you are those who absorb everything that comes out of my mouth. It's never going to be as simple as, you know what, buy here, sell here, CRT low, high, buy, goodbye. No. That's not a mentorship. That's, you can open any AI chatbot and get that from them, not from me. If you're going to come and learn from me, if you're going to come and learn from the best, then I have taught you in the chapter Mindset Shift how to learn from the best to become the best. All right? Now, first of all, how did I arrive at CRT? Now, many of you know the story, and many don't. I have tried every single trading system under the sun, whether it's supply and demand, whether it's Elliott waves, whether it's classic price action, whether it's GAN, whether it's harmonics, crab patterns. Yes, that's real. ICT as well. Right? All of these led me to ICT, and then ICT, while studying ICT, I had an epiphany of CRT, and that's where that came from. And that's the only way I can explain it, is as an epiphany. ICT himself has joined CU with a burner account to learn more about CRT. And no, I'm not going to expose him. I'll leave that for you guys, right? In the group chat to go and discover who it is. Although it's not important, right? What matters is the knowledge and how you apply it and how you better your life using the information in CU, right? But I studied all of the technical analysis schools, stuff which I haven't mentioned here, which you probably haven't even heard of. Right? And the end result was CRT. Now, it cannot be approved because perhaps some of you are thinking, is there a better version than CRT? And the answer is no. Every single person you see on social media claiming that there is a better system is simply full of shit. Right? This is the most complete system. I pretty much have a 100% win rate in my private trading, right? And if you study my words, and I've seen this happen with a lot of my students, by the way, which a lot of them are completely private and off social media, right? Students who have made millions and millions and millions of dollars, US dollars, right? Not rupees. They take the knowledge, they take the information, they apply it, they make money, and they go and live their lives, right? Not like the dogs you see barking on social media. There is no betterment of the system. This is the final form of the system, which will be taught completely in both in CU, in all its parts, in CSS, in the book, in both video libraries. This, you're going to get the complete system inside here, right? Obviously not everything, but more than enough to become absolutely exceptional as a trader. Now, I arrived at CRT after trying everything else and realizing everything else was a bunch of horse shit, really. And everything can be narrowed down. Everything technical-wise can be narrowed down to the slide you saw in lesson 8 of the candles, which is CRT is basically trading candles, right? Excuse me. So the candle you're trying to trade is the current candle. You're going to take data from the previous candle or candles to try and predict what happens to the current candle. So if the previous candle wicked below or above, then you expect a candle 3 upwards, right? If the previous candle closed within, then you expect more consolidation in anticipation of a volatile price move. And of course, if you have the candle closing below or above the previous candle, then you can expect a continuation downwards in the direction of the higher time frame candle, right? So this really is all that it boils down to. Is we're trading candles. CRT is trading candles. The candle either wicks, stays inside, or closes out of the previous candle's range, right? Now, how do you trade each of these? And here comes the juicy stuff. And I won't be using actual charts for this one, right? I'll be using illustrations. And charts will come in the second video library, right? This is just a way to program your mind into thinking a certain way, right? To lay the foundation. So scenario 1 of 3, how do you capitalize on this? By having and taking advantage of the X-ray vision, which you saw in lesson 8, right? X-ray vision is if it wicks below the candle, then you're going to wait for candle 3, candle 1, 2. You're going to wait for candle 3 to open, wick below, and then rally upwards all the way up to candle 4, right? So your focus as a CU member is to try and master trading candle number 3, right? And this has been stolen. This entire idea of candle 1, 2, 3 has been blatantly stolen by a very famous YouTuber in the trading community, right? Which is a shame, but that's how life goes, right? You make a great invention and it gets stolen from people who lack authentic idea production, right? So they resort to stealing a better idea. That's part of life, and you can't get mad at it. But what I can do is warn you against trying to learn from a second-hand source. I am the author of the source. If you try and learn from someone else, because you think my stuff is too complex or whatever, then you are genuinely doing yourself, and I say this not so you keep watching, and I don't say this so you keep buying my courses, whatever, books. My life doesn't change if you buy these or you don't. Yours does, right? So you don't benefit me one bit by being in here. You benefit yourself, and that's something you have to understand. But you genuinely are doing yourself a disservice if you try and learn about CRT and turtle soup from anyone other than me. Because all you'll do, and I've seen this happen again and again, is you'll waste time going and flip-flopping from one to another to a third student who will give you missing information anyway, and then you'll eventually come back to me again. And I've seen this happen many times. Right, so don't be stupid. Don't waste time. Dig your heel in the sand. It's complex. It's difficult. I've had doctors, and I'm a doctor myself. It is very complex learning how to trade. But once you battle through the complexity, then simplicity prevails. Right, but never expect it to be as easy as here. Here's a strategy, go buy and sell and make money. That's not true. And anyone who's telling you it's true is either trying to make some ad revenue off you or make you buy some RefLink, right? It's candle 1, 2, 3. Your focus is on mastering candle 3, right? And the way you trade candle 3 is by understanding that through X-ray vision. Let's look at these candles again. Right, so on the outside you see this, you see 4 candles. On the inside you will see a lot of price action happening, right? A downtrading candle, and then you'll see a break in time, consolidation, the candle opens, and then it takes, this is candle 2, and this is candle 1, of course, and this is something I haven't mentioned before. You can trade candle 1. That's a valid trade. Only if you know that it is candle 1 and it's going to stop at a certain key level. It's going to stop at a certain key level. Then you may trade candle 1 all the way down bearishly, knowing it's going to reverse at the key level, right? Candle 2 is going turtle soup candle 1 into the key level and then explode higher. Candle 2 is the most difficult candle to trade. It's not easy, right? Which is why I'm telling you to avoid it as much as you can as a beginner. CRT trader. I don't care how much experience you have in other schools of thought, how many years you've been trading supply and demand. I don't care how many millions you've made trading Elliott waves. Now you are in my class. And as far as I'm concerned, you're a complete beginner, right? Then you have candle 3 is fairly easy. They're going to open, they're going to dump, and then they rally higher, right? So the difference between candle 2 and 3 is in the volatility and the uncertainty of where price is going to stop at the key level. That's why you have to avoid candle 2 as much as you can, right? And focus on candle 3. Candle 3 is a very profitable business model because we as traders, after all, we are pretty much business owners of our trading accounts. If you're a smart business owner, then you get to have a profitable business, and vice versa, right? So candle 1, 2, and 3. Excuse me. Right? Now, obviously, you will eventually learn how to trade candle 2 in video library number 2 and the book. Right? That's something for later. But don't even think about trading candle number 2 at all. Don't think about trading candle number 2. Focus on candle number 3. Once you master candle 3, and as you're mastering, and note every single thing I'm saying down, as you're mastering candle number 3, keep observing candle number 2 at the same time. Right, so observe how candle 2 forms while mastering candle number 3, and then you will eventually know exactly how candle 2 looks, and you will be able to trade it, right? Now this is obviously this is when candle number 2 is a manipulation candle, right? So wick below, higher prices. Next up we have the scenario what if the candle closes below the previous candle? Then what are you looking for? Then again, you pull out your X-ray vision and you're going to see something like this. You're going to see down, turtle soup, consolidation over here, time, and then they close below, right? They close below candle 1, and then you can be sure that candle number 3 is going to do the same exact thing. So in both scenarios, when they wick and they close, you're looking for them to go open. If you're bearish, open, go higher, then dump. Right, so open, you're trying to enter inside this wick, right? Which will obviously, coincidentally, be a breaker, or it'll be a turtle soup, into an FVG or whatever. All those names come secondary to the candle shape you're trying to trade. How much protraction, how much manipulation is going to happen in the candle? Are they going to stop here? Will they go all the way up here? Will it be minimal, sometimes barely any manipulation? Right? Those are scenarios you'll have to, that's stuff you'll have to get used to by watching the charts. Right, and eventually you'll be able to tell how do you know if they're gonna stay over here and dump, as opposed to they go a bit higher into a certain key level and they dump, right? That is scenario number 2, which is closing below. Now the third scenario is they simply, you have candle 1, and always mark the candle you're trading. All right, candle 1, 2, 3. And then you have candle 2 trading inside candle 1. In this case, you do nothing. These are called inside candles, right? These are called inside candles when a lot of candles are trading inside one large candle. And this is usually a volatility filter, which means when I see consolidation of many candles inside one candle, that means I can expect a very volatile price action to occur in the upcoming candles, because it can't go on forever. That's not how it works, right? So what's eventually going to happen in this is they either go and wick below violently, in which case you'll have scenario 1, rewind the video, or they may break out of this range, right? In which case you will go and apply the adequate protocol, right? That's regarding the 3 shapes of trade you're going to have as a CRT trader. They can almost always be narrowed down to one of these 3. And go back to any of your trades, go to the larger candle, the weekly candle, and look at how it always was one of these 3. Right? I invite you to go pause the video and go look back at the 2-3 weeks back and blow your mind, or daily candles as well. Right? Now, something I want to touch up on again, which was mentioned in lesson 8, but is very important, is the idea of range, trail soup, trend, range, and then a trend, and then a range, and then a trend, and so on. This is a very crucial part of seeing and learning CRT, right? Because what you see here is, or the layperson sees here, is a bunch of gibberish. But you should eventually be seeing that this is candle 1, candle 2, and candle 3 in action, which is also Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Now, when it comes to actual entry models, that's why we have the next lesson after this one, right? But before thinking about entering, and if you're thinking right now as I'm speaking, just tell me just give me the entry model. No, I won't. That's not how this works. You first have to have a solid idea of how the candle prints, which is why I always encourage you to learn to predict consistently and then go ahead and try and catch trades, which is why the lessons are in this order. Lesson 9 first, and then lesson 10. All right? Now, when it comes to CRT